Hey, how are yous? If you want to know how I am, I'm completely and utterly devastated. It all began with the Passover meal. We Jews, we celebrate this Passover meal every year. It's a big deal for us. And anyway, we were with Jesus and the other disciples and we were sharing this Passover meal. And Jesus, normally every year we go through the same words every time, but Jesus did something quite different. He seemed to be saying that this Passover meal was all about him and that he would give his body and his blood for us. And then after the meal he said to us, "You're all going to run away and leave me." And at this point I spoke up. I said to Jesus, "No way, Jesus. I will never leave you." And Jesus insisted. He said to me, "Tonight, before the rooster crows twice, you will disown me 3 times. And at this point, I just spoke up again. I said, "No way, Jesus. Even if I have to die, even if I have to die with you, I will never disown you." Anyway, after this, Jesus wanted to go pray. We went to Gethsemane. A few of us went with Jesus, and something was troubling Jesus. I could tell he was really hurting, and he said to us, "Stay awake with me." We were tired. We went to sleep. Next thing we know, Judas, that guy Judas turns up with some soldiers, and they're here to arrest Jesus. And I got angry at this point. I took out my sword and I started swinging wildly. I might have chopped off some guy's ear. But anyway, they were there to arrest Jesus. And Jesus said to me, "Stop, put away your sword." At this point, I couldn't believe it. I mean, what? Why didn't Jesus put up a fight? Why didn't he do something? I mean, did he really want to die? We all ran. I ran too. I didn't know what to do. I was confused. I just hung back in the shadows, and I just thought I'd follow the soldiers to see where they were going to take Jesus. And so I followed all the way up to the courtyard of the high priest. And there, I tried to keep a low profile. I put a bit of cloth over my head and just sat down at the fire with the soldiers, and I was just watching to see what the leaders would do with Jesus. And it seemed like they were going to put him on trial. It seemed like they wanted to kill him, and it just wasn't fair because Jesus had done nothing wrong. But as I was sitting there at the fire trying to keep a low profile, this servant girl comes out and she starts staring at me, and it just got really awkward. And she said to me, "You were with Jesus." And at this point I said, "Whatever, you don't even know what you're talking about." But then she has to hide and to go and tell everyone around the fire that I was with Jesus, that I was one of them. She says, "He's one of them." And I said, "Don't listen to her. She's crazy, okay? She's got no idea what she's talking about." But then a couple of the fellas at the fire, they say, "Hey, you're a Galilean. You must be a friend of Jesus." And at this point I said, No way. I have never even met Jesus, so how could I be Jesus' friend?" And then the rooster crows twice, and I remember Jesus' words, and "You will disown me 3 times. Still can't believe I did that. I mean, Jesus is my best friend. He's the greatest person I've ever met. I just don't have words.